Well, hello, guys. Hello. It is Pastor Vic Johnson of the Revival Center Church. Listen, and I get the opportunity to come before you and talk about Transformation Tuesday. Oh man, what a word, what an event. And I hope and pray that you are actually moving in those areas where you are transforming into wonderful men and women, what you are created to be. Listen, I want to talk about something in our moment today. We're going to talk about growth and transformation, what it looks like. How do you determine it? Where do you start? Well, first, I believe if we're going to talk about transformation, we got to first understand what it means at its core. And I took the liberty of defining what transformation means. When you look at the word transformation, it simply means it's a thorough and dramatic change in form or appearance. It's a thorough, dramatic change in form or appearance. You never see somebody who say they're changing or going through a transformation process only to remain the same. What better example than to use the caterpillar changing into the butterfly? You never see the caterpillar crawling at one point, going into his chrysalis and coming out after he's been in the cocoon for so many weeks, only to come back to crawl. Notice even when the caterpillar goes into a chrysalis, it's never below. It's always hanging high. Why? Because the butterfly needs a launching pad to actually take off from. Isn't that awesome? That's crazy, but that's true transformation and growth. And so I want to talk about a few points, not long, just something that you can identify and look for. And if you're not, then you'll be able to use these points and really move into growth, because I want you growing. Anybody wants to be better. I know you want to be better, smarter, bigger, greater. Listen, that is what you want to do. You got to want to change. You got to want to be better. And so one of the first points we got to understand that it's one thing to get motivated to be transformed or to make the changes that goes into those goals. But it's an entirely different thing to actually have the motivation to translate those goals and needs and desires into action plans. And so that's what growth is. Growth is taking what you want to do and causing it to be something that you're doing. And then the process along the way kind of teaches you and trains you and grooms you so that you can continue to be the better you. Let me give you the first point, and that I want you to look for. The first point in understanding your growth and wanting to grow during the transformation is preparation. Preparation is what you cause to make the changes. What are you going to do today after watching this video that's going to get you in line and get you on your path to transformation? What things are you going to do differently now that you didn't do prior to you watching this video, right? So you got to prepare. There are certain things you cannot wait to do. There's other things that you cannot wait till while you're in it to start doing it. No. Preparedness is the best way to get you on the road to start moving into that growth area. So you got to prepare. You got to know what it is you got to do, how long you got to do it, where you got to do it, when you got to do it. And all of those things come in preparing. Number two, you got to have patience. You got to have patience. You got to give yourself time and space. Listen, while the change occurs, you can't rush it. You can't rush transformation. You can't rush change. A lot of stuff, you got to let it take its course and just go through the learning process. And if you do that, you give yourself time to grab value of lessons to be learned. You never want to get through a stage of life, because a stage of life that's going to have value. There's going to be very important tools and lessons that you're going to need as you continue to grow. So don't just prepare, but also have patience. Watch this. Everybody say patience, right? Patience. You got to take time. Don't worry about if it seems like your friend is going faster than you. It's not about his race as much as it is your race. So you have to be focused on you. Don't try to compare. Don't deny yourself or limit yourself based on other people's progress. You have to be good with you. You have to monitor your own progress so that you can be able to manage and be disciplined on why you're doing it. So we got to be prepared. Secondly, we got to have patience. Thirdly, I like this one. You got to be persistent. All right. Persistent is going to occur when Old habits is going to try to get in the way of your new habits. You know, you're going to start off good, but then it's going to be like, why should I continue to do this? Or why should I go to bed early so that I can wake up early? Why should I not have endless conversations with friends? Why should I waste time on social media when I could be doing something that's very educational or something that's going to challenge me? When those old habits come, your persistence to want to see the goal, to want to see the change, is going to cause you to deny those old habits and gravitate to the new ones. And so you got to keep yourself disciplined. You got to keep yourself driving, even sometimes when it seems like it's not working, or even if it's not coming fast enough. You're going to be so encouraged about what's going to happen that you'll hold yourself to be consistent and persistent. So number one, you got to be prepared. Number two, you got to have patience. Number three, you got to be persistent. And lastly, I'm just going to stop here. Lastly, you got to have perseverance. Perseverance is the goal beyond obstacles and setbacks. There are going to be things that you encounter along the road of change and transformation that's going to really be stumbling blocks, but you will actually use them not as opposition, but as opportunity to be better. And change, I'm telling you, it's painful because it brings you out of a place where you've been comfortable at. Change, nobody likes change, but change, listen, it's essential. If you're going to reach your goals, if you're really going to hit those marks and high marks that you want to achieve, I want you to know you cannot do the same thing that you've been doing. If you want something different, you got to do something different. Okay. But you got to persevere. When you're tired, when it seems like, again, you don't think you're going to finish, or you don't think you're going to finish as high, or you don't think you're going to finish as fast. You got to persevere. You got to push through. That was, they would tell us when we were playing football, and coach would tell us when we would hit those moments where our legs are tired, our chest is tired, our arms are tired. Coach would say something like, push through the pain. You know, no pain, no gain. But what he was teaching us is perseverance. Life is always going to challenge you to see if you're going to be strong enough, if you're going to last long enough. And because you'll have what you want in front of you so bad that you will persevere through all of the obstacles and setbacks. So listen, this has been Transformation Tuesday. You keep those things in front of you. Be prepared. Start thinking now. Where do you want to end up in the next 5 years? Where do you want to be in the next 50 years, 15 years, 20 years? You start preparing now. And as you prepare, give yourself patience. So as you go through the process, you'll be able to mark it and see, hey, I'm not here yet, but I'm not where I used to be. And so once you see that, you continue to be persistent, breaking through those old habits, no longer doing the same thing and wanting a different result, but you'll keep yourself consistent and disciplined. What is that? So you're going to persevere. We need preparation, we need patience, we need persistence, and most of all, we need perseverance. Listen, this has been Pastor Victor Johnson with the Revival Center, Virginia Beach Church. Listen, we got your back, and we're so grateful that we were able to join all of you for our Transformation Tuesday. Listen, we'll be back here next Tuesday with another powerful point as to see how we can be transformed. Thank you so much for joining. And listen, I always challenge you to help somebody else get through and get to the same place that you're trying to get to, because we all need each other and we're all going to get through this together. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great day.